Yo, what's good, my nephews and nieces? This is your favorite uncle, Uncle Demi, and today I have another special banger for you, right? So today what I'm going to do is elaborate more on these template builds. I know a lot of y'all had comments about that with some very strong opinions, and I felt like it was up to me to go ahead and break it down just a little bit more so you can thoroughly understand where I'm coming from when it comes to template builds, because a lot of y'all were actually for it, but I did see some people that said, well, I want to be able to have a superstar, and I'm like, yo, like, you can still do that with a template build. Okay, so first and foremost, let me go ahead and knock out something that's very important. Okay, this is not new to 2K, because the NBA 2K League, they use template builds. All right, everybody that watches the NBA 2K League, there are literally 10 to 15 different builds at each position that these pro players have to select from. They cannot customize it any way, shape, or form. And the reason being is because you want to make sure you have an even playing field all the way around, correct? So by having every single person having to select from just these pool of players, you actually can create, in my opinion, in which I think universities accept it, a very neutral, unbiased, balanced build system, because everybody's using the same builds. Okay, so again, that doesn't take away the fact that there's going to be some meta in that, all right? But the way that this works, and I can talk about how this can take away the meta, is we can talk about Apex Legends and Call of Duty. We can look at these template builds just like weapons in Apex and Call of Duty. When there's an overpowered weapon, or in this case an overpowered build, guess what? You can nerf it. You can make some adjustments to it. Okay, maybe you take down some of the three-point shooting. Maybe you take away some of the animations, because each build, template build, is going to be stocked with unique animations, dribble animations, jump shots, and of course dunk animations, or whatever animations are in the game, leaners and that type of deal. Okay, so by nerfing a build, it could easily be like, man, this build is absolutely cracked, right? You know, like this size up is just so overpowered. You change the size up, right? And then the community has to adjust. What it does is, the reason why we can't make adjustments now on NBA 2K when it comes to overpowered animations like the Patty Mills jump shot base, or the Kemba Walker escape, or Steve Francis size up, right? All these overpowered animations is because people spend money on builds. And if some little Timmy spent, $200 to make a build because he wanted to make sure he got Steve Francis, and then all of a sudden you nerf Steve Francis, well, you got yourself an issue. So that's the reason why, if you make a template build, which everybody has already seen, it works in the 2K League, centers, power forwards, that type of deal, each one will have their own unique bases, animations, and that type of sort. And it's not going to be all on one person, right? So maybe Steve Francis is only going to be on one, but that one person, he might be smaller, right? So now you have to worry about 6'6" overpowered builds. There isn't going to be an overpowered build because everything is kind of moved aside. Now here's the question. A lot of you are going to be like, well, I want that super, I want to be able to have the, all the animations. I want to have that type of deal. Well, this is where it comes to grind, okay? You got to grind for those things, okay? Now, again, I'm not the smartest man in the world, never claimed to be, but again, this is open discussion, so I do look at the comment sections. So let's say, for instance, you have these 15 to 20, builds for each position, okay? But then, you are able to, I guess you can work your way to adding additional badges to that build, but it takes a grind to do it, right? Not one of those my career grinds where you sit there all day and just play against the CPU and throw up 100 threes and, no, you literally have to grind for it. Just like you do in Apex and Call of Duty, you have to get, to upgrade these weapons, you have to do a lot of different things in the process of playing the game, not playing against CPUs, right? It's just a process of playing, and it takes time to where you can eventually accumulate, that Trae Young escape or whatever it might be. Maybe it's not a dribble animation. Maybe it's just about you had a lockdown, but now you're working your way towards getting that lockdown, the ability to be able to shoot, right? So that's what I'm talking about, where you can make those adjustments, you can make those enhancements, you can nerf, you can buff, you can do all that, And that to me will create a very, very competitive environment, because now if 2K is seeing something that's overpowered, you can nerf it and the community is not going to be in an uproar. Like for right now, again, I said in my last video, the Car 98 is absolutely cracked, right? But, you know, eventually there will be a nerf on that. It'll be a nerf, and then again, there'll be another weapon, or there might be a batch of weapons that will be good. So remember, look at player models like weapons in the game. Make adjustments to those player models, make adjustments on their shooting attributes as each season goes by, or make hot patches real quick to fix certain things to keep it balanced. And I guarantee you, you're gonna see so many different builds on the park, in the, you know, rec, in the pro-am. Why? Because there's going to be so much adjustments and based upon play styles, right? Slashing, shooting, right? Just because you're a sharp shooter, you might not have the best dribble sigs. Maybe the slashers have the best dribble sigs, but the slashers, they can't shoot as well. You see what I'm saying? So you can make that balance to where now, again, everybody's making 6-6s. They don't really care about the defense. Like, there's just a lot of things that are just broken in the game to where people take advantage of it. But when you have that, like the 2K League, guess what? You will have a more balanced environment. Again, that's just my opinion. And again, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one, but that is what I'm talking about, okay? Now, what you could do for each season is you can add new template builds every season. So let's say you had 10, 15 point guard builds. Well, guess what? You know, for that theme or whatever, you can add a, like, I don't know, a Damian Lillard type point guard, or like a Kobe Bryant-esque type template build, right? You can add that each season, just like how, you know, Apex, Call of Duty, they add their new skins and that type of stuff, or they add new weapons, right? We will add new template players throughout the season, okay? And of course, you can have, just like in those games, you have special weapons you can purchase. Guess what? They can have special template builds that you can just spend VC on and purchase. Remember, this is just because we want it free to play. We want it to where regardless, you can get on a game and don't spend $1 and be able to play in the park on a 99 template build. Just like on Call of Duty, you can hop on there, you can get a bare bone gun, right? All their guns and stuff, you know, they don't have anything on it. But what's funny, and again, this is what I'm thinking, we all know in Call of Duty, when you get onto the game and you're playing Warzone or you're playing that whatever, and you see how they have like the default weapons, like they have a default setup for you already where it has all the attachments on, that type of deal. You can do the same thing here in 2K. You can just be able to have like default players that might have certain type of special badges. Now, I don't want to talk fast, but I do talk fast. But if you remember in my previous video I did yesterday, I spoke on the fact that you can get special badges and emblems, just like in Call of Duty and Apex, they have like different color skins on guns and that type of deal. Well, I talked about having like the strap guide, you know, emblem badge, like a special headband, or you can get like a special banner or emblem in your banner to where it says you're a strap guide. But not only that, maybe it gives you enhanced abilities, right? By being a strap guide. You have to earn it though. You have to hit a certain amount of steals, blocks, get a couple amount of stops, body ups, that type of deal. That will give me the ability to grind. Same thing as you see in this video, my guy just stumbled. Maybe you want to be, you know, you want to have like this ankle breaker. You want to be known like hot sauce, like have like the hot sauce or and1 like mixtape type of flair. And by doing a certain amount of ankle breakers or like, you know, whatever, you're able to get special animations, special ankle breaker animations, ankle breaker animation that actually will cause you to fall on the floor, right? Just like the potential for something like this is endless. The problem will be, how can 2K still monetize off of it? But that's up to 2K to figure that out. Okay, 2K figures out how you can monetize it, right? Where you can make the game fun again, give us a lot of choices, free to play entry, and you can just get on the game, you can play if you don't have the money to it. And then for the grinders, you're able to grind out. And just imagine, listen, I can guarantee you this. If you get special animations, emblems, takeovers and stuff by grinding the game, and of course, you know, mixing in the VC into it, I guarantee you, someone like myself that tapped out a long time ago on the game because I stopped playing, because I just felt like, you know, it just wasn't, what else was there for me to do? I felt like it just wasn't enough there for me to get excited about and grind for. I guarantee you a lot more people will do that. For one, you'll have a lot of casuals in the community playing. So you have a lot of the casuals running around just playing the game for fun. You know, they get on NBA 2K for a couple hours, they get off, they play Fortnite, they get off, like, you know, you have that type of deal. And then you have those batch of people that maybe just say, you know what, I don't play the game because I just don't have the money, I don't have that much type of money to spend into it. You know, they're young, the mom and dad, or, you're a parent and you're like, yo, I can't just put $400 in this game. Now all of a sudden you get those individuals, they're putting more hours in the game now, because now they're able to cook with grease. You see what I'm saying? They're able to play that game off rip. Now all of a sudden we get a bigger pool of people to play against, right? You get more different types of builds and uniqueness. So to me, I think it's a win-win for every single person that's playing the game. You see what I'm saying? Now, I spoke on like how template builds can be grinded towards getting badges and perks like weapons. You see what I'm saying? So again, I feel like, and I keep saying template builds, I don't want y'all to get confused when I say template, like how it was, where it's like, in 2K23, where you got like the Kobe Bryant, it said like Mamba or Black Mamba or whatever like that, or deal where you had like the green thing flash upon you, had that. Or right now we have like the community builds and template builds right now. What I'm saying is that you can grind those to be able to get those template builds. I'm gonna still say templates. I think that's the best way to say it. You can grind them. Okay, let me know in the comment section, what do you think about that? You see what I'm saying? Everything that I spoke on just now, what do you think about that? And how would you think that would be fun? Would that be fun to you? Now, again, you can still get your legendary, Steph Curry, shoot from 3, 993, whatever. You're just gonna have to grind for it though. You're gonna have to grind for it. Just like, hey man, the car, it ain't overpowered at first. The AK-47, it ain't overpowered at first. You gotta grind all those attachments. So same thing, your template build is gonna be basic off rip. It's gonna be basic, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be basic. But if you wanna be able to have, these, not just badges that we always get, but if you wanna be able to get the attributes for it, right? Like, right now your template build, you like, it's a point guard, it's 6'3". You want to have Steph Curry, but the ball handle might only be an 80. The 3 ball might only be like a 90. So you want to really get that Steph Curry type feel. Or maybe you want to go a little bit further and get like the Ja Morant, and you want to, you got to grind to get that those elite contact dunks. You see what I'm saying? But everything is attainable to be able to max those out. Now remember, all the work and sweat equity you put into that, it doesn't go away. So you can keep grinding on that point guard build, getting whatever you want, and then of course, maybe you have like, some games you had to be a lockdown, so you can still grind on that lockdown build and just know your play style, maybe, and to be able to get these special animations and takeovers. And it's just like your weapons, just, you use your car, you might be able to get a scope on it, and then the next game, you want to play with your shotties, so you can continue to do those things and still be able to go back and forth between these different type of templates that you have. Just again, to me, I feel like free to play entry and just adding what's not broken. We've seen how all these other games are so popular and they don't release a new game every year. So 2K's like, well, I saw someone in the comment section said, well, if 2K's making so much money off the initial purchase of the hard copy or the purchase of the download, 2K will never do that. No, just call the game NBA 2K. And then every single new year, you download a DLC pack that costs $55, $60. Duh, there you go. You still able to make, 2K is gonna save money off the, to me, just having individuals just download and update, to me sounds more cost effective. And you don't have to worry about all the illustration art and all the other type stuff. You just download a new freaking, each season or every year, just a new download. People are used to doing that now on Fortnite, Apex, Call of Duty, like these main player games. Man, it ain't no Apex 4, 5, 6, it's just Apex. So just call 2K and download the DLC pack every single. First of all, you can download this every new season. Every 6-8 weeks, you download the new season. We do that already. And then, when the NBA season's over with, every September, individuals just download a big DLC. You see what I'm saying? So 2K still able to get that money off that. We don't have to worry about buying new copies of the game. We just do a new download and keep it chugging along. Keep the same templates for players. Just refresh the templates. You see what I'm saying? Just like how they do in a game, right? Or you can do Apex. See, Call of Duty has 2 different type of games that come out every year. They reset those weapons. Or you can do like Apex. The weapons are the same every single time, and you continue to add new content to it. And to me, I think that's the better bet. Just keep, the templates the same throughout the remainder of the years. Just add new content, add new template builds. So eventually, you might have 30 different point guard builds that you can pick from, but there's a base and you can continue to add animations, nerf animations, buff animations. To me, I feel like that would be the best bet for these template builds, so you still have the ability. Listen, we've been playing with pie charts and all that type of stuff for the longest. 2K League, for ever since day one, have been playing with these builds, and it has caused, you know, individuals to really use their ability, their skills. You see so many different lineups because of that, and I feel like that would translate really well for, you know, us as consumers. But y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Other than that, it's your favorite old head, Uncle Demi. I'll be back really soon on the Banger Man. You know, when I say back soon on the Banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.